This is Kim Claver, and I'm delighted that you're here. I wanted to share with you something that many people think that when people get to the what they think is the top, that they must not have had any issues, and that whatever issues you've got are because something's wrong with you, you don't know how to do it, yada yada yada. And I wanted to tell you the worst thing that ever happened to me 29 years ago, and it left such an impression. I guess my feelings must be easily hurt or something because it left such an impression. I never really did this again. The first time I ever did this business, I'd never heard of network marketing, and I met a guy at a taekwondo event who was into water filters, and he had this little blue water filter, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool because I'm really into water filters. I've been buying filtered water for many years, and so he had this, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I bet you I know people who'd like to buy that. I was in the real estate business, and I thought, give me one of those. Let me test it and see if it's any good. And I really liked it. And I told the guy, I'd like to sell this stuff. It turned out it was a network marketing company, which I had no idea about. And I bought a bunch of them and decided that I would make a little business selling these things because I thought this is pretty cool. So when I got into the business, the top guy in the company I was with, who was still the top guy in that company after all these years, he said, Kim, what you want to do is anyone who can fog a mirror, put them in the business. And I thought, that sounds kind of weird. What do you mean, anybody who can fog a mirror? I had never heard of that. I'm a Harvard person and an MIT person and a Stanford person. And I thought, anybody? We're used to going through small keyholes, That's how you get in these places. You got to do special stuff. But I thought, well, he's making at the time, I think he was making like 90,000 a month. And this was in 1996, 94, something like that. So that was a pretty good chunk of change. So I brought in a couple of dozen reps, and most of them came in. The water filter company had ordered different orders, like 5,000 at that time. The top order, I think, was 5,000. They went higher to 10 and 25 and 100 later. But when I was there, the big number was about $5,000 worth of water filters, which I got because I figured, great, I'll sell a bunch of them. I'll show them around. And, I was really into clean water. And the more I could help people get water for what turned out to be a nickel a gallon instead of $1 a gallon, I was all for that. I was into water. So it was an easy thing for me to think about marketing together with doing my commercial real estate business. So I brought in maybe 24 people in, like, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks, who came in at this level. And they paid pretty good money. They paid like 20 or 25% on every $5,000 order. So, that was pretty good. And then I hosted this training. I said, okay, a lot of the people of these 24, 26 people said, well, I want to learn how to bring in 24, 25, 30 people like you did. So how do you do that? So I said, okay, I'll have a little session. I'll show you what I did to get you all in. And then you can see if you want to do something like that for yours, right? That was that. And so I scheduled it and said, okay, I want to be there and give you guys how we did this, like, I don't know, a week later. So almost nobody came, maybe 3 or 4 people. And I am a teacher. I have been a teacher for many years. And it's like, where are my kids? Where are my students? How come there's nobody here? And that was my first experience of, oh my, what is wrong here? Then I thought, oh, it must be the wrong date. Oh, I had the wrong room, the wrong university, the wrong this, the wrong that. It's like, but this was it. This was 3 or 4 people. Okay, maybe five. And so the question is, what happened to those people? All of whom had put in 5 grand. All of them had the same set of water filters that I did. All of them said they were going to go out and really market these, because the idea of clean water for a nickel a gallon instead of $1 a gallon, which is what was common in those days. Everybody had Alhambra. Everybody had those big jugs of water, and we would hire college kids to go shop and get the 6 bottles in a box and run them up our stairs to our unit, because we had little penthouse units. So everybody had to schlep all the stuff up the stairs, the clean water. And we didn't know what to make of this. What happened to all these people? And what we figured out is that the results really got people excited. The results of doing it, the results of the income one could get. But the steps to get there, once you had to say, okay, here's what you got to do to make this happen, this was not as exciting to people as I'm sure you have all discovered. But to me, this was quite new, you know? So I told my upline, you know what? This is not what I want to do. I don't want to do this. I'll stay with my real estate business. Nobody quits on me there, you know? Never had any agents that I trained that I quit, that quit. I mean, I can't even remember one. We kept a really tight team and we did good work, you know, made a lot of money. And she says, Kim, this is how it is. Most everybody quits. That's what she said. She's the second or third biggest earner in that company to this day, an absolutely wonderful lady who has been in the industry for, I don't know, 40 years, right? And she's making a boatload of money right now. And this all these years she's been there. But she said, you know, Kim, this is how it is. Almost everybody quits. And that made me want to quit even more. Like, who wants to be in an industry where the status quo is everybody quits? I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be in an industry where the status quo is quitters. You know, that's not my cup of tea. It's not what I do. It's not what I want to do, you know? So I was in real estate and we recruited volunteers too. Volunteers meaning, like in this industry, if you bring people into the business, they're basically volunteers. Nobody makes anything. You don't pay anybody anything. Nobody pays anybody anything unless they produce, meaning they bring in paying customers or recruits. This is called a business, a production-based business. You do stuff based on what you produce, which is orders, which is money. You bring in money to your company or to yourself. You find people who want to give you money in exchange for something you're going to do for them. That is the nature of a business. Businesses without customers die. They have no income, right? So I thought, we have people like that in real estate. You don't make money in real estate unless you make a deal. You just don't. That's the way it is. You sell a house and you make a commission if you are in commercial business as well, yeah, whether it's a home or office building or a high rise. Leasing, which we did a lot of leasing in real estate, 60 or 70-year leases. So we made a lot of money with those because you get paid up front for 50 years of a major lease like McDonald's. It's quite a bit. It's good if you like that kind of business, which I did. But we had volunteers and nobody ever quit. And I don't want to be in a business where people are expected to quit. You know what I mean? But nobody quit on my real estate team. I didn't have meetings like this ever. I would have died. I would never have stayed in it. You know, I had people who were right there doing their thing. And so she says, well, why don't you recruit people then to your business the way you recruit people to your real estate business? And when she said that, I thought, well, I don't know, I guess I could do that. And I was quite taken aback because she said, well, this is what we do. Everybody drops out. 95% of the people drop out. And that's just kind of how it is of the business people, right? And so if that bothers you this much, and I said it does, to the point where I don't want to even be connected to it. It sounds really stupid to me. And it does to this day. What a kind of a business is that, right? Where you know this going in. I don't want to perpetuate a status quo that sucks. And that surely sucks. So she said, why don't you do that? And I thought, okay, how would I do this? How could I recruit people to my business the way I did to my real estate business? I remember this is almost 30 years ago. So what I did is I thought, okay, what did I do to recruit my real estate people? That's where it started. So I thought, okay, how do I recruit my real estate people? Okay. And here's what I realized I did. Number one, I didn't ask for just anyone. Okay. I didn't promise a big, fast road to big income with my real estate people. What I did is I asked for people who loved the city and who loved and knew every commercial corner and nook like the back of their hand. Okay. Then I asked for people who love showing people hidden spots, hidden office spaces, ground floor retail spots, in places like San Francisco and Los Angeles and New York and many of the cities where we were. They have tons of hidden places that if a person didn't know, you'd never know, you'd walk right by it. So I asked for people who loved maps, who loved corners, who loved the city where I worked, and this happened to be San Francisco. And then I asked for people who love to walk around town, observing new places being built, seeing who's going out, who's coming in, Those were the criteria that I had. You had to be a really big, fat lover of the city, of the spaces, of the goings back and forth, the best delis, the best office spaces, extra space that whoever was building had extra. And so we could get, 5 or 6,000 square feet for, $2 a foot instead of $10 a foot, which was everybody else was doing. So I asked for the lovers and who met these criteria in my real estate business. And when I ran ads for them, we got people who would bring maps to prove to me they could read maps, because we, of course, provided leads, good ones. So that's what happened. So that's what I decided to do for the network marketing, the water filter business. I figured, okay, what I'll do is I will figure out how to qualify these people based on what I think it's going to take to make a successful water filter distributor business, which is, what I had started, because nobody asked for a refund. All these people were still there. They just didn't know how to do it. Of course, they didn't show up. That didn't help either. So I decided, who am I going to look for? And I decided to ask for people, run ads, which is what I did in those days, run newspaper ads. You can do something similar today. You can do the same thing. In other words, qualify people with the systems that we've got right now. This is how this started, see? So I asked for people with certain qualities and them only, because that's what I had done with my real estate. And I could see, we didn't have people who quit. We had good people. We had a tight team, and we made good money in that town. So who'd I ask for? I ran an ad. It said for people who love teaching, people who love to market, people who love public speaking. These were 3 of the 5 or 6 criteria that I had at that time. And the first thing, we had big warnings from the upline. Kim, this isn't going to work. Why? Well, because nobody wants to do marketing and nobody wants to do public speaking. And it's like, really? But that's the only people I want. If somebody says, if I have to do public speaking, I'm going to actually have the runs. How are they ever going to be in front of my rooms where we're going to draw all the people in and they can't public speak? I want people, I'd rather get 2 applicants who can do that than 30 who can't and who are hoping that somehow there's going to be some wet nurse showing them what to do. No way. No way. That's not, see, if you want to wet nurse people, go on and ask for everybody. Be my guest. Not me. I want the studs of the earth now. And if I know what the criteria are for those people, what are the qualifications? Who do they need to be? What do the values need to be? That's who I'm going to ask for. Remember, Jesus only had 12. Why do you think he had so few? Hello? And plus a frontline pukey, don't forget that. And some other, people that weren't so great for him. He didn't need that many. We don't need 2,000 years, but, because nobody wants to wait that long. But we have the internet. We can accomplish the same thing without 2,000 years. So here's what happened. We got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of resumes. We asked for resumes. We said, this is not a job, but we want a resume. Why? I'm a resume girl. I like to see, what have you done? Where have you volunteered? Especially volunteer. What have you volunteered for? What have you given? Because you really care. I want people who have strong feelings. They're the ones who will do stuff and stay the course, right? Not wishy-washy types. So we had hundreds of them. Oh my gosh. And then we ran events. We show you how this works and show you how to do it at the universities. I'm a university person, so if I were to run an event today, I'd probably find a university setting. That is to say, I don't know what would be open today, but I know a lot of places are open. We have conference rooms, you can sit a few feet, 6 feet apart? That's what we did. And that's how we ran our stuff. And we asked for who we thought would do well out of the gate. That is, if you want to go fast, you want the people who have the values right out of the gate. If you want to go slow, then go ahead and sign up everybody and hope that you can train them and beat them into doing what it is that needs to happen. And that's what everybody's trained to do. Go after everyone. That is such a mistake, such a horrible mistake, because it kills your self-esteem. You think it's you, it's not. Everyone doesn't want anything. There's nothing that everybody wants. You just got to get over that. It's not true. They may want health and wealth, right? But it may not be your way. Yeah, they may want to lose weight, but it might not be through shakes. There are hundreds of paths to somebody's weight nirvana to their energy, their hair, their skin. We're not all there is. I hate to tell you. I'm not all there is. Hello. You guys have other trainers, right? So you pick, you know what you can do, and that's who you go after. Okay. That's what you're doing. That's what we did. And so that's what we had. People who love teaching, who love to market, and who love public speaking. And while it's true that we didn't get, I don't know, maybe we would have had 1,000 resumes the first week instead of like 300. But every person said, we really like to speak in public. We love to market. We love teaching. And the question then was, is this particular path helping get clean water for a nickel a gallon instead of $1 a gallon? When you know what clean water can do for people, it clears up your brain. It helps you with elimination. It makes your tea taste better, your coffee taste better. It puts you on a path towards health for a lot of things, not just water, right? Which is very difficult for people. Everybody's unhealthy. And what are they, 25, 30 years old? Because they've been eating crap food. They've been having crap sleeping, crap stuff that they drink, Red Bull, all this horrible stuff. No wonder everybody has pre-existing conditions. They're a mess. So you get a flea bite and you get extra sick. So you ask for who you want. So no more anyone who can fog a mirror. And that's really when everything changed. Everything changed after that. And that was our first intelligent sort of people screening process. Our secret weapon. We ran in the ad. We want people who ... And if that's you, that sounds like you, send us your resume. P.S. This is not a job. It's a 100% commission position for people who want to help spread the word, make a dent in the universe, whatever words there were to that effect. We are always looking to change the world for the better with whatever we're marketing. So we always had that as part of what we did. It was never this particular brand of water filter, because I'm here to tell you, nobody gives a crap. They don't care if it's carbon or crushed. They want to know, are we going to help children have clean water who otherwise might be drinking the caca out of the faucet? And we're going to help improve their lives and their mothers' lives and their fathers. Those are the people we wanted, because that was our mission with this. You see? All right. So we've updated it. That's like 29 years ago. And the key is, you want to ask for people that you think will do well, whose values are already aligned with yours. And you want people who are going to do well right away instead of 5 years from now. That's why you ask at the front. Yes, you could ask for everybody. Keep right on doing it. And most people will drop out and you'll be totally frustrated and probably have a nervous breakdown. Most people do. They just quit. And some people stay the course and almost have a nervous breakdown and before they quit. Because they think it's them, but it isn't. It's that like size shoes. If you go shoe shopping, do you try on all the pairs of shoes, men's, women's, children, all kinds, all sizes? You say, I want this, and they bring you 3 pair out of the 5,000 pairs of shoes. And you try on 3 pair. This is what we do. We talk to 3 people and score 1, maybe 2, not 200 people and get 1 or 2. By the time you get to the good ones, you're half dead. See? So we've used this process. This is we call it today the secret weapon, because we built software about 6 years ago to automate the whole process. And that's what we're doing. So we know in advance, and so do they, if it's a good fit. Are we a good fit? Yes or no? No begging, no pleading, no getting disinvited to every event because you can't stop talking about your thing. No, right? That's not what you're doing. So that's the story. If you want to see how this works in today's world, the secret weapon, go to this place right here, maxout.com/secret weapon. I think that's the link. It might actually be this link. Let me give you a different link. I think I updated it. Yeah, if you go to this link here, maxout.com/talk, you will see this page. That's a chance to book and chat with us and see if you'd like to see if we can set one of these up for your business, your own secret weapon, and learn how to market this way we're talking about. But the secret weapon video is right there. It's 12 minutes. Look at that before you book. Make sure this is something that's up your alley, because this is the opposite of everything you're going to ever be taught by anybody in the business, at least right now. Nobody's changed. They tell you in every company, everybody's going to want this. Go after every single person, make your list of 100, and off you go, right? So this is a different way. You could actually, I should do this sometime, show you how to make your list of 100 and call them in such a way that only the people for whom this is right call you back. You're never asking anybody for a favor. Don't ever. There's no way to build a business. Three, so you get 3 people and that's it. Okay. So that's what I have for you. If you want to do that, go ahead and click on type in maxout.com/talk. Maybe someone can type that in. I'm so sorry that I cannot see very well what you're doing over there. But here, I can type it in. https maxout.com talk. Let's see if this works. Well, that is what I have for you. Does that sound good? And if you'd like to check with somebody in the next group, we have some folks that are on our team that are kind of like our marketing concierges, if you will, and can talk to you and see whether or not this is something that you ought to be doing or not. And if you want to do that, just comment on this video, just put in the word secret weapon, and somebody will text you or PM you or whatever, and then you can chat and see if that's a good thing to be doing. Otherwise, just go right ahead and click on that link, maxout.com talk, and it'll give you the video. Watch the video first if you haven't done it. Make sure this is something that's up your alley, because it's pretty scary when you realize you're only going to talk to some people. Your upline's going to go ape. Oh my God, you got to talk to everybody. No, you don't. That's a big mistake. People don't want to be treated as money objects. And when you treat everybody as if they are your prospect, as if they could be or should be in your downline, you are treating them as if they are just basically a money object to you, and don't think that they don't know it. That's why you want to say it's probably not, but in case. This is who we're looking for. And so the purpose of this is we are looking for some of you who want to automate the qualification process so you stop chasing people and you stop losing people and thinking it's your fault when they never were the right ones to begin with. So that you can build your business with people that share your values, want to achieve the same thing, whether it's skincare. Why are you in skincare? Because it makes you look better, feel better, right? So you're helping people who are feeling bad about themselves because their skin looks crappy. That's a great mission to be on. A lot of women feel bad about themselves because their skin looks kind of crappy. Other women or men feel bad about themselves because they're not earning enough to provide for their family. And so your business is a means to helping them feel more worthy. It's all about helping people upgrade how they feel really about themselves and their prospects. And you can do that if you learn how to do it. Instead of selling some particular brand of skincare, nobody cares. Only your company cares. But the people you're marketing to, they want to feel better about who they are. And if their skin looks better and that makes them feel better about who they are, they're not going to be asking what the brand is. They're going to say, how fast can I get whatever you've got? See? Very different. Make sense? Thanks very much for coming. And if you like this, pass it on. Let people know. That'll be a good thing. All right? This is Kim Klaver.